Started already. Hey everybody! I wanted to send you just a lot of love and a message that I was laying down with the girl taking a nap. Well, she was taking a nap, and I was just thinking and praying about um, some things in my life and how I can help the world a little bit. And this is kind of what came through during that little time of prayer. So I want to talk about transmuting emotions, primarily coming to an understanding that another way of looking at transmuting emotions is releasing fear. So releasing fear, because at the basis of all emotion, whether it be positive or negative, you either have love or you have fear. It comes down to the two, and you can have varying degrees and levels of each. Hatred and anger and revenge. Being a lot. You know, I guess you could put like more powerful than like envy, and compassion and love and joy and bliss being different levels or synonyms of love. So that being said, uh, what allows us to transmute or to release fear or a level of fear is an understanding. And so one of the things I wanted to share with you is if you've ever watched the movie Jackie Robinson, in that movie Jackie Robinson, there's a scene where Jackie comes up to bat, and you got a bunch of people yelling a lot of racial slurs towards Jackie, and you have this little boy who's standing there next to his dad, and he's kind of confused, and he's looking around and taking in the whole environment. And that little boy then starts to yell at Jackie Robinson as well. And so two things there. When you're coming to an understanding, sometimes we may look at people in the world differently, or think that some people are evil, or that some people or cultures or religions who do not think the same way that we think, that there's something wrong. But you got to remember that all of us grew up as kids, and as kids we go through a period where we're learning from what we see. And you hear parents say all the time, don't do as I say, don't do as I do as I say, because we know that words don't really teach. Words may teach a little bit, but experience is what really teaches. What you observe is what you start to learn about yourself, and kind of what you adopt as a person, because you're a young person trying to learn from your parents, so to speak. And that has to go kind of like when you go to college or high school, you get a diploma or degree because you learned. But it's not really the same as job experience now, is it? Or a career, or actually being out there doing the thing that you were studying. Jurassic Park, Ian Malcolm, in the Jurassic Park, the second book, The Lost World, says that he was trying to explain that the dinosaur bones are a capture in time, a moment in time where those dinosaur bones, however the dinosaur died, uh, gives the paleontologists and scientists something to study. But we study those things for so long that we begin to believe that that's the reality of it, when really the dinosaur living in that environment is completely different than the snapshot that they get when they're digging up bones. Same with a family album or on Facebook, where you see pictures of people smiling and having a good time. You think that life is one way for somebody or for a group of people, when really all you're seeing is a snapshot. All you're seeing is just maybe a little blurb in the news that says something went on with this group. Or in Michigan they're having protests and they're carrying assault rifles, and then you have this one image of this guy screaming at these officers and they're carrying assault rifles, and you take this one little image of one snapshot in time and you extrapolate all this data to make a case for what you believe, when really there's a real lack of understanding when it comes to that. So sometimes what I got to for myself is that I had to learn to forgive. I had to learn first to forgive myself and forgive others, because we don't understand each other fully. And I didn't understand a lot of the things in my life. There are things that I've done in my life, ways I've treated people, things I've done just for myself, that I've had to learn to forgive. And forgiveness, even though you're doing it in the present moment, what it does is it kind of purifies all three stages of life: the past, the present, and the future. Because when you're able to look back on something that maybe you felt badly about, or maybe you felt ill towards somebody else, or you spoke ill about somebody else or yourself, when you look back on those things and you're able to come to an understanding that, hey, maybe that drunk driver that killed a family member of yours, and you hold a lot of revenge in your heart because you want them to be, it's okay, you can walk by, buddy. When you want them to, get what's coming to them, so to speak, or you have a lot of hate in your heart for that person. Maybe that person was trying to find some sort of meaning in their life, or some sort of purpose, or maybe they wanted to be accepted, and then they wanted to look cool by driving home, and that they could handle their alcohol, and it happened, and we just don't fully understand. And that's just one little example. But ability to forgive yourself in the present moment, what it does is it allows you to let go of that fear, or allows you to transmute that emotion in the past as well as in the present. And then because you changed how you viewed the past, and you change how you're feeling about it in the present moment, it allows yourself to then go towards the future as a different person as well. So by all means, the transmutation, or the forgiveness or compassion, um, it doesn't recognize past, present, and future. It allows that all three sort of timelines are one, and there is no real past, present, and future in that regard. Um, and so I wanted to give that to you guys, is that you got to make a choice. And I encourage everybody to make a choice to let go of whatever it is in your life that's holding you back. And it's not always just that easy to say, but to at least work on letting go of how you beat yourself down, letting go of how you view other people negatively, letting go how you might view the world, or something that we might not fully understand. Because that's really the only thing that we're going to be able to do, is to let go of the fear that we have and embrace love. Uh, Many of us are searching for purpose or meaning in our life, including myself. And I came to the conclusion that I can create my purpose. I don't have to go look for it. I can create it. Some of us are going to feel compelled to search for a cure for a certain disease, or search for a way to end world hunger, or to search for a renewable resource energy. And people are actively have done that, and are doing that, and will continue to do that. But it doesn't mean that you have to go out there and do some grandiose thing to make a big difference in the world. I was looking up some chemicals, and carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, although both very lethal in high dosage or concentration to the human body, there's a big difference between the two chemicals. Mostly we look at carbon monoxide as a very poisonous gas compared to carbon dioxide. The only difference is one oxygen molecule. Carbon dioxide is CO2, whereas carbon monoxide is CO. Carbon and oxygen, and carbon and two oxygen atoms. One little oxygen atom difference makes a huge difference for that molecule. And so you got to understand that even if you are not compelled to go out there and try to solve world hunger, that by making a choice and a decision that you're going to live your life with more compassion and forgiveness and understanding for yourself, and to set that example for your children, you can make a difference. And it's a big difference. And then the last thing is that the love frequency is 13 hertz, and they're figuring out that the outer core of the earth is 13 hertz. And at 13 hertz, your ego and your pain body lose control over you. And so I would just highly encourage everyone, as best you can, to again find ways in your life to forgive yourself, to love yourself, to understand that yes, there are certain cars that you might want, go after them. There's certain houses that you might want, a certain job that you might want, go after those things if that's what you feel compelled to do. But at the same time, also remember that what you really love in life is the memories that you build with your friends, your families, your loved ones, a dog, something in the animal kingdom, or something in nature. Or maybe it's a guitar. You just love the sound of a guitar and you're playing an instrument, whatever it may be. It's not really the things. And we know that. We know it's not really the things. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy the things, but just understand that what we're looking for is what we love, because we find the most purpose not within the things that we have, but in the love that we feel for one another and for ourselves. Highly encourage you guys just to try to find whatever it is in your life that brings you the most love, the most joy, and continue to share it with the world. Okay? I love you guys. Have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. And man, she always knows she's out here. Bye-bye.